Welcome back to my Spanish Puerto Rican slang lesson, part 2. I'm so glad that part 1 worked so well for you. Learning Puerto Rican slang it'll just enrich your vocabulary, and it'll really make your social interactions with Puerto Ricans so much more enjoyable. So if you haven't watched my part 1, I advise you do so. You don't need to watch these videos sequentially, but more information, more knowledge, more fun. Slogan. Now, let me pull up my little vocab list for today's lesson. We have another 5 phrases. Another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Words, phrases in Puerto Rican slang to learn today. And once again, I encourage you to use it as much as possible with as many Puerto Ricans as possible. If you try using these words with anyone who isn't Puerto Rican, it won't really work because they won't know what you're talking about or understand you. But if you use it with Puerto Ricans, perfect. So, let's begin with phrase number 1. Wepa. 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 The way you can say wepa kind of influences the word. You can be like wepa or wepa or wepa. What wepa means in English is I'm wiping. I'm wiping. Wepa, I'm wiping. So in the context of, for example, let's say you're at a Puerto Rican person's home, you are in their bathroom, they are asking you, listen, what are you doing in there? Are you going to be out soon? Whatever. If you are in the process of wiping your butt, you can just say in that moment to that person, Wepa. That way they understand what's going on. That way they know what is going on inside their bathroom. So once again, or for example, if you are, cleaning somewhere and you're like wiping something down and your boss asks you, who just so happens to also be Puerto Rican, hey, what are you doing right now? You could always tell your boss, Wepa. Just the longer you pull out the word, the more articulate it is. So if you were to say Wepa, it doesn't really resonate. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to really satisfy the purpose of saying the word. You're not really gonna, it's the intonation. It is the way you say it that really matters with this word. Now, let's use the bathroom example once again. If you were to say wepa, the person would say, wait, what did you say again? Like, it was too quick. It was too quick. Like, explain it to me. But if you say confidently, enthusiastically, and for a while, Wepa, they will know what you said and they won't question it. So, once again, I am wiping, or I'm wiping if you want to use the contraction. I'm wiping. Wepa. I'm wiping. Wepa. I'm wiping. Wepa. Wepa. I'm wiping. Perfect. That was word number 1. We will go over these phrases as we did in the lesson before as we finish up all 5 phrases. The second word that we're going to learn today is Boricua. Boricua is very specific to Puerto Ricans. What Boricua means in Puerto Rico is perfection, like perfect, If someone says, I'm Boricuan or I'm Boricua, that means I'm perfect. Or if they say, you're Boricua or whatever, that means you're perfect. So Boricua means perfect or perfection. It just means the pinnacle. It's essentially just, it's the glory. It's just the best thing ever. It's just, you are the best, just the best specimen alive. Just the best in all regards, just every single way. It's a very prized, rare, great label to be called. Boricua, it means perfection or perfect. So, once again, Boricua, perfection. Perfection, Boricua. Boricua, perfection. Perfection, Boricua. Let's go over the 2 words all. Let's keep, repeating and repeating so that we get it. Wepa, I'm wiping. I'm wiping, Wepa. Boricua, perfection. Perfection, Boricua. Now, the next word we're going to be going over is tapón. Tapón. In Puerto Rico, tapón means tampon. So, let's say, you're calling your friend and he's running late. If he says, I'm sorry, there's just a huge tapón, it's like he's running late because, he's using a huge tampon, and it's hard sometimes to use that as a man. He's just trying to be honest with you. I mean, honesty is super prized. Honesty is genuinely very much prized and expected out of Puerto Ricans. So, when your guy friend is going, sorry, there's just this big tapón, it's slowing me down, it seems like it's never gonna end. Tapón means tampon. Tapón, tampon. Tampon, tapón. Tapón, tampon. Tapón, tampon. Tampon, tapón. Now, revolú is the 4th phrase we're going to learn for today. Revolú. There's a revolú over there, or there's a revolú over there, or maybe there's a revolú here. Maybe there's a revolú in my system. There's a revolú inside someone's head. There's a revolú. There is a revolú. Revolú means fine. Revolú. There's a revolú over there. Everything's fine over there. Revolú. Over there. Everything's fine over there. A revolú inside of me. Everything's fine inside of me. Revolú inside his head. Everything's fine inside his head. Revolú. Fine. Fine. Revolú. Let's use these into context. First one. Tapón. If you end up saying, listen, I'm using a tampon right now, just say, there's a tapón inside of me. Tapón. Say that to your gal pals. Say that to whoever. Just, if you're running late because you're using a tampon, just be like, listen, there's a tapón inside of me. If you're using Boricua and you want to say, like, I'm perfection, it doesn't just, honor, just speak your truth. Love yourself. Even if you don't believe it, just say it and just realize that what you're saying right now should ring true. And even if it doesn't, it will someday because you're on a process. So, if you want to say I'm perfection, I'm Boricua. I am Boricua. And likewise with revolú, if you're saying everything's fine, just say everything's a revolú. Revolú. Just everything's a revolú. 5th word that we're going to go over for today is coño. 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 Coño means alrighty then. Coño. 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 Alrighty then. If someone is, once again, Puerto Rican, because if you say to someone who's not Puerto Rican, they're not going to understand. But if someone says to you, let's make the meeting for Tuesday. If your Puerto Rican boss says, let's schedule a meeting for Tuesday, you say, coño. Coño. If someone says, hey, do you want to go out for dinner on this evening or whatever? Do you want to go out for my birthday or whatever? Do you want to make plans for this day? Or hey, your Puerto Rican friend's like, hey, do you want to go out and watch the Super Bowl with me or something? You say, coño. 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 Now let's review over these 5 words. Coño. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Coño. When do you use it? Whenever you're just saying alrighty then to someone, just in any context, as long as they're Puerto Rican, otherwise they won't understand. Wepa. I'm wiping. I'm wiping. Wepa. I'm wiping. Perfect place to use it is in a bathroom. I highly suggest it. Highly, highly suggest it. Just when you're in the bathroom and you're wiping, be honest about it. We're all human. just say Wepa. Don't forget that you have to pull it out. You can't just say Wepa. You have to say Wepa. Just remember that if you're in the bathroom at a Puerto Rican's house and they say, what are you doing in there? Say Wepa. Boricua, perfection. Perfection, Boricua. You want to say I'm perfect? You want to say that's perfect? You want to say whatever? Just say I'm Boricua. That's Boricua, just perfection. Tapón, tampon. Tampon, tapón, tapón, tampon. Tapón, you know, if you end up saying, listen, I'm putting a tampon inside of me, or I'm using a tampon. Does anyone have a tampon? Just say, there's a tapón inside of me. Does anyone have a tapón? Is there, I'm putting a tapón inside of me. It's just tampon, tapón. Very, very, like, just smooth. Very, very, you know, borderline the same word. Just different accents minus one letter. And the last word is revolu. Revolu. Revolu means fine. Fine. It's like everything's fine. Fine. So if you're like, oh, right now, you know, like at the house, there's a revolu. Or at the grocery market, you know, I found everything revolu. Just, it's fine. Everything was fine. Revolu, fine. This concludes our Puerto Rican slang words. Now, not everything is very revolu inside of Puerto Rico right now. Everything is not fine in Puerto Rico. So there's going to be some links down below to charities, to foundations, to whatever, GoFundMes, everything for people who are in need in Puerto Rico right now. Because there's been earthquakes and hurricanes and fires and everything going on in Puerto Rico right now. God's all like, oh wow, you're perfect, you're perfection. Well, like, you know, I thought I was supposed to be. God is just jealous of us right now and he wants to just screw us over. So there's going to be many links down below. If you feel so inclined, donate to any charity, any foundation, any GoFundMe that you so wish. Please contribute, just because these people are in need and it's kind of been like onslaught over onslaught over onslaught. But only if you're so inclined. Take care.